So 3 days out the week, I'm up there with Sergeant Diggs, honey. When I say it was so peaceful, it was I could have asked for a more pleasant position where I had to be in that position. So it was some talk about me becoming a administrative orderly officially, but I wasn't gonna push it. I was just gonna do my best and let everything fall in place. But I felt a breakthrough coming through, right? So one day Sergeant Diggs come in to work and she said, "Child, you heard the good news, right?" I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "You know you with me for 5 days now." I said, "No, you did." She said, "Yes, I did." I said, "Now, Sergeant Diggs, why you did that?" She said, "Because you shouldn't have to be subjected to be treated like that." I said, "Oh, I'm with you when you're right." So, baby, I love Sergeant Diggs, baby. Baby, that was a proud, secure black woman, baby. And she was for her people. Okay. And I remember that happened on a Thursday. So I went back to the dorm. So it was Friday and then it was the weekend. On the weekend, I'm sitting in my dorm and they called me to the laundry room. Mind you, they didn't call me to the main laundry room. They called me to the laundry room inside of my dorm where they keep our linen and our uniforms there. So I get up, I go to the laundry room. I'm like, well, what's the gauge? I go back in the laundry room. It's Sergeant Thornton and Miss Marola, yeah, the female version of Beavis and Butthead, sitting right there looking at me, talking about, which one of these boxes is your uniforms in, Glamour? I said, the box right there. Baby, they done pulled all my blue uniforms down, the new ones, the ones that I had took in the waist. Because if I get a uniform that was a size 15, I used to have to go in the waist because, the Lambo dolls was sitting, further out than a snatch. So I would go in the waist to kind of tape them. Baby, they done pulled all them down, baby, brand new, throw them on the ground. Gave me a laundry bag full of blues that was torn, had holes in them, high water, raggedy. Gave me a new bag full of whites because they took all my brand new whites, baby. Gave me a bag full of whites that I'm talking about. The neck of the whites was stretched all out. Baby, the whites was like, I'm talking about, it wasn't even white, baby. They was grayish, tan. So I'm looking at them like, so Miss Marola must got her work roster and seen that my name was removed. So now they want to come fucking with me. Okay. So on that Monday, baby, I got up and put on what they left for me. Yeah, the torn, worn shit. And baby, I went up there up top. But see, they're not gonna let you dress any kind of way up top because you're walking around the administrative people. So baby, you have to be dressed accordingly. But I don't think Sergeant Marola knew where my new job was. All she knew was that I wasn't working for her. She didn't know that I had moved up in the world, right? So when Sergeant D seen me that Monday morning, she said, "Miss Thing, what's wrong with you?" I say, "Ma'am," she say, "What you got on? When you baby, this ain't like you." I say, "Oh, they took my blues, Sergeant Diggs." I say, "Yes, baby, they ran down on me over the weekend and took all my brand new blues and my blue button down that you like and you told me that fit me so perfectly." I said, "Baby, they took that too, Sergeant Diggs." She talking about, "Oh, baby, they can't know you work for me." I said, "I don't know because they haven't called me to ICT." She said, "Oh, yeah, they wasn't going to call you to Thursday coming." I said, "Oh, so she didn't know where I work." I said, she said, "Hold up 1 second. Baby, she made doop, 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 doop. Baby, all I know, she came back in that room, baby, where I was filing the paper. She said, 'Hey, go on back up there to the main laundry.' I said, 'Oop.' She said, 'And get your brand new blues and your brand new whites.' I said, 'Baby, you ain't play with them hoes, people.' Because, see, she wasn't part of their good old buddy system. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't trying to fit in, okay? Baby, she was a leader. She wasn't a sheep. Right. And so, baby, I pranced my ass right on back up there, tapped on that door. Baby, she gonna open the door and then gonna have to let me in. I say, "Sergeant Diggs." She talking about, "Oh, I know." Baby, they had to give me every piece she had, baby. Every piece she took, she had to return. All the way down to my white t-shirts that I had cinched, kind of went in the size some, baby. She had to give me all that back, baby. And baby, she couldn't even look at me, baby. Because then they realized that, oh, baby, this bitch worked for the administrative sergeant because I moved